In this video, we will be discussing the earlier models of atom. So that is, number one, the Thomson model of atom. And number two is the Rutherfords Model of atom. So let's begin this topic in details. So before starting, friends, if you haven't subscribed our channel, do subscribe and also like our videos. So the first model of atom is the Thomsons Model, which was proposed by Thomson in the year 1898. So in this model, Thomson proposed that an atom possesses a spherical shape in which the positive charge is uniformly distributed and the electrons are embedded in it in such a way that it gives the most stable electrostatic arrangement. So this model was given various names such as plum pudding, watermelon model, etc. So this model can be visualized as a pudding or watermelon of positive charge with plums or seed embedded into it. So this whole sphere is positively charged and these electrons are negatively charged. So this model was able to explain the overall neutrality of the atom, but it was not consistent with the results of the later experiment. So the next model we are going to discuss is the Rutherfords Model. So in this model, Rutherford bombarded a very thin gold foil with alpha particles. So this is the schematic representation of the Rutherford's experiment, in which this is the source of alpha particle. This one is your lead plate. This one is your gold foil. And this is the photographic plate. So when a stream of high energy alpha particle from this radioactive source is directed at the thin foil of gold metal, the tin foil had a circular fluorescent zinc sulfide screen around it. So this photographic plate is made up of zinc sulfide, and whenever the alpha particles struck the screen, a tiny flash of light was produced at that point. So the results of this scattering experiment were quite unexpected. So from this experiment, 3 observations was made. So the first observation was that most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil undeflected. Next, a small fraction of the alpha particles was deflected by the small angle. And number 3, a very few alpha particles bounced back, that is, it were deflected by nearly 180 degrees. So we can see the schematic molecular view of the gold foil as like this. Suppose, so these are the atoms present in the gold foil. And these are the rays coming. So if it passes through, it is going undeflected. This is the nucleus, nucleus, nucleus. If the alpha particle is moving almost near, then it gets deflected. And if the alpha particle is coming in the direction of the nucleus, then it gets bounced back. So these are the 3 different observations that were seen in the Rutherford's model. So on the basis of these observations, Rutherford concluded that most of the spaces in the atom is empty, as most of the alpha particles passed through the foil undeflected, as in this case. Next, a few positively charged alpha particles were deflected in this case. So this deflection must be due to the enormous repulsive force, showing that the positive charge of the atom is not spread throughout the atom. So the positive charge must be concentrated in a very small volume that repelled and deflected the positively charged alpha particles. And the calculations by Rutherford showed that the volume occupied by the nucleus is negligible compared to the volume occupied by the whole atom. So the radius of the atom is about 10 to the power minus 10 meter, while that of nucleus it is about 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So from the Rutherford's model and the experimental carried out, Rutherford proposed the nuclear model, and according to his model, the positive charge of most of the mass of the atom was densely concentrated. So the positive charge and most of the masses was densely concentrated in the nucleus. Next, the nucleus is surrounded by electrons that moves around the nucleus with a very high angular speed in a circular path called orbits. So the electrons, so they are surrounded, so they move in a circular path called orbit around the nucleus. And number 3, the nucleus and the electrons are held together by the electrostatic force of attraction. So this was all about the 2 earlier models of atoms and the Rutherford experiment, which led to the discovery of protons.